Do you know you can get free cleanup support after a natural disaster in New South Wales, Australia? Natural disasters don't just cause damages. They create emergencies, stress, and unexpected expenses that many people are not prepared for. Floods, storms, bushfires, severe weather events. All of this can turn life upside down in a matter of hours and sometimes even minutes. And after all this passes, which is all the dangers, the cleanup alone can cost thousands of dollars. And I know this because I've experienced it firsthand. Now here's my story. A tree in a property fell due to heavy storm that was all over the news, and it was very chaotic. We went to get the quote from people to do the works, and it was going to cost us $2,000. I was like, $2,000? All from the blues, like I wasn't expecting that amount. Then we found out about this information I'm about to share with you today. What people don't know is that if you live in New South Wales, Australia, you might be eligible for free cleanup services if there's a declared natural disaster. And today, I'm going to explain exactly how that works and how you can get yours for free. Now, let's look at the things that are actually referred and counted as natural disasters in New South Wales, Australia. One thing you should know is that this natural disaster has to be declared by the government that, whoa, this is a natural disaster, and that's the only time it's recognized as a natural disaster. These disasters could be floods, bushfires, severe storms and cyclones, storm surges, landslides, major weather events causing widespread damage. Once an area is formally declared as a disaster zone, special assistance measures become available to residences and businesses in that area. You might ask that, what is this free cleanup actually about? What are they cleaning? That question is very important because you should know that this free cleanup is not free renovation or a cosmetic upgrade. It is just a practical and essential help designed to help these properties that have been damaged safe and livable again. Another thing you should know that these services are only provided for people who genuinely need assistance. Depending on the various situations, these cleanup services can include removing fallen or dangerous trees, clearing debris from homes, yards, driveways, and access roads, cutting up and removing trees blocking entrances, emergency fencing repairs, minor repairs to make properties safe, towing away vehicles that are damaged or stocked due to flood waters or whatever reason, clearing mud, flood or storm debris, and fire damaged materials. These supports I mentioned apply to residential homes, business premises, vehicles registered under New South Wales government, and also vessels registered under New South Wales government. And note again, this is only about safe access and not rebuilding any luxury feature. You have your insurances for that. All the services I mentioned are coordinated through your local council, the New South Wales State Emergency Service, and the New South Wales Rural Fire Service. In addition to the cleanup, the New South Wales government may also waive waste levy fees. This means that residents can dispose disaster-generated waste to landfills or the appropriate quarters without paying the required fees or surcharges. Some of these waste can include damaged furniture, building materials, flood-damaged household items, storm debris. This waste can also include the hazardous ones like asbestos, and the government also offers financial assistances and relief grants to affected individuals and businesses. This support comes in form of low interest recovery loans, grants for essential repairs, and temporary accommodation assistance. They may also provide free replacement for some essential personal documents such as your birth certificate that might have been destroyed, marriage certificate, change of name certificate, driver's license, contractor's license, vehicle or vessel registration papers, passports, citizenship certificates, and Medicare cards. Now, let's not deviate a lot. Now, let's talk about the people that actually do these cleanups, the cleanups we were talking about before. I feel you want to know that these cleanups are done by volunteers. They don't get paid. They're just volunteers doing all this running around and these hard things. And they do this running around in every emergency situations like flood, bushfires, storm recovery, search and rescue, medical and community support. Some of them are in the front line doing the actual works, and some of them are behind the scenes doing the admin works. We've been made to understand that without them, disaster recovery in New South Wales, Australia will be very difficult. Now, with what I said, you might be getting motivated to want to be a volunteer. Well, that is actually a very easy process. For me, as much as I enjoy soft life and just enjoying, I kind of get guilty when I just get things for free. Like, people are just doing things for me and I'm not doing anything. I get a little bit of guilt. You might be having this fear that you can't volunteer to help because you don't have the necessary skill or the equipment required. The good news is that whichever emergency service provider you join, they'll provide you with the necessary training, induction, skill development, and also give you the required equipment for whatever you're supposed to do. There are several of these emergency service providers that you can join as a volunteer. In terms of the cleanup services, there are 3, as mentioned earlier, which are your local council, your the state emergency service, and the fire service, the rural fire service. For your local council, you could just look them up online and just search volunteer. I'm sure you'll be able to find how to volunteer there, and you specify the kind of volunteering you want to do for the council. For the state emergency services, just go to their website. I'll put the link in the description. You can just follow that link and you see how you can register to volunteer. Same goes for the New South Wales Rural Fire Service. There are some other very interesting emergency service providers you might be interested in joining. They don't do cleanup just like the providers I mentioned earlier, but they respond to some emergency situations that are very important, and you should look them up. The first is the New South Wales Ambulance. The New South Wales Police Force is another organization you can volunteer with. This one is actually very interesting. I'm so interested. I also want to see what they do in the police force, how they handle the situation, and all this you can do without maybe applying for a job. The recruitment process is not actually difficult, so you can just tender your application that you want to volunteer and you'll be accepted, and you just walk and see everything yourself. The only thing is that you might not get a gun, but you get a uniform, kind of. There are fire and rescue units. There is the New South Wales Health. There is marine rescue, well, for the waters. You can volunteer with VRA Rescue, St. John Ambulance, Soft Life Saving New South Wales, and the Australian Red Cross. I have put all the links required for registering into any of these providers as volunteers in the description. And you might actually say you're too busy to volunteer. Yeah, that happens because maybe busy with work, busy with family. What you can do in this situation is to donate, and the New South Wales government recommends donating through a provider called GVIT. Their link is in the description also. In the GVIT website, you can specify whether you want to give money or you want to give items. For items on the website, you can just look it up and see the particular items you want to give. You will have to take a photo of it also. You select whether you want to send it to them or they should come pick it up. I believe the process and the procedure for that is not so difficult. For giving money, you could just decide to give to the website to just go for the most appropriate cost necessary. Also, you could select the particular area you want your money to go to. You could choose that you want your money to go for bushfire recovery, First Nation support, domestic and family violence support, emergency relief, and Christmas appeal. I think I should stop here so I won't deviate a lot from the topic. I'm sure now you know that you or someone you know could be eligible for free cleanup support from the New South Wales government and their volunteers. You also know that you can be eligible for some fee waivers and some financial assistance, and you also know you can be part of the volunteers. My final advice would be check on with your local council every now and then. Stay informed always, and don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. Now, if you found this video helpful or insightful in any way, feel free to like, leave a comment, share with others, and subscribe to my channel. Feel free to reach out to me for any questions or clarifications you need. I'll see you all in my next video.